Hi everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a classic, or certainly a classic here in the UK, a bread and butter pudding with a twist. I'm Stubbs and welcome to my kitchen. So, classic bread and butter pudding. Ingredients: sugar, nutmeg, vanilla pod, some raisins and sultanas, some milk, quite a few eggs, some bread, and the twist, we're going to add a little bit of Baileys to make it a little bit more for grown-ups. Let's get stuck in. So we've buttered the bread. And in this case we're using brioche just because it was available. It's sweet. You can use traditional bread. There's also an alternative more around the Christmas time, maybe a panettone there as a replacement for the bread. Buttered the dish. So all we're going to do now is just place the bread into the dish and start loading it up. And what we're going to do, we're going to put a layer of our raisins and sultanas over that. Be generous because it'll all push down and the custard will soak it up. A little bit of ground nutmeg over the top. And then another layer. And tend to go the opposite direction to where you were when you started. Push all that down. Same again, a little bit of extra. Try and aim for 3 layers if you can. It's not always possible depending on the size of your dish, but and then finish it off with, oops, missed the nutmeg there. A little bit more nutmeg. And finish it off with the top layer. And that's it, done. Wash your hands. What we're going to do, we'll move on now to do the custard. Okay, for the custard then, we're going to take 8 egg yolks. Put those in. And 175 grams of plain sugar. And let's whisk those together. Mix that well in, and then to start the base we've got 800 millilitres of semi-skim milk, pour that in, a vanilla pod split down the middle with the seeds taken out, put the pod in and add the seeds, and we're going to warm that up till just before boiling point, and then what we'll do, we'll mix the milk in with the eggs. But before we do that, here's the twist. A little bit of Baileys. Well, not a little bit. There's quite, let's say it's almost a double measure plus a bit. Obviously if you're doing this for children, I used to have this as a child. Don't put the alcohol in. Okay, let's get that on to warm. Okay, we've warmed that custard, the Baileys, and that smells lovely. We've taken out the vanilla pod, and what we're going to do is gradually add this into the milk, into the eggs. Stir that in. Let it cool down. Don't go mad with it straight off, because what you'll find is you'll end up with a very sweet scrambled egg. We don't want that. So keep mixing that into the eggs until you've transferred all of your milk into the eggs and you've got that lovely rich custard. You could, as an alternative to a twist, we're using Bailey's here. If you were using panettone, you might want to stick with the Italian theme and maybe use amaretto to add to the custard. But each to their own. I'll probably try the panettone with the amaretto because the film crew seem to be liking the look of that. Okay, we've transferred all the milk into the eggs. Let's just move that over a bit and we'll start adding it into the pudding. Keep ladling that in till you think it's almost full. And what we're going to do is we're just going to leave that for about 20 minutes or so, just for it to really soak into all of that bread, and then we'll be able to top it up with a little bit more before we put it in the oven. So we've left that for 20 minutes. It's starting to soak it up, just top it up with what you have left. Perfect. What we're going to do now, we're going to put it in the water bath. We're going to cover the top. Keep it all nice and snugly and warm in the oven. Into a water bath, which is basically a dish bigger than your dish and just about halfway up the sides of it. And we're going to put it into an oven 180 degrees for between 20 and 30 minutes, and we'll probably check around 20 minutes just to make sure that's done. Great, let's do it. Okay, it's been in for 25 minutes. I checked it at 20 and thought I'd just give it a little bit longer to let the custard set a little bit more. Let's just ease the foil off. Now you want to look, you have to wait. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. What we're going to do just to finish it off is we're going to sprinkle some sugar on it, and we're going to put it under a hot grill just to brown it off, just to crisp it off, make it look nice. So let's sprinkle on some sugar. Under the grill, make sure you keep an eye on it. So, classic, maybe not so classic, bread and butter pudding with a little twist, all done. Let's do a shot.